How do you know if an element is visible on your website? How do you know if the user has seen an article or promotion? Let's write some JavaScript to find out. Before we get started, why would you want to know if an element is visible or not? Let's say you have a banner on the website that promotes your latest product. When it's visible, you want to do something like showing a pop-up or sending data to your analytics tool. So that's where you need JavaScript to find out if an element has been seen or not. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. First, we have a simple demo site that consists of several colored boxes. There are some blue boxes that say I'm a special blue box. When these special blue boxes are visible in the viewport, we want to trigger an alert that shows a message to the user. So how can we do this? Luckily, JavaScript has a method called getBoundingClientRect that gives us lots of information about an element's position on the screen. Here's how it works. Let's get a reference to the first red box by writing const redbox equals document.querySelector.boxes single.boxesRed. Let's print to the console what happens when we call redbox.getBoundingClientRect. As you can see, this returns an object with different position values of the red box. Let's look at each of those in turn. X and left give us the pixel amount from the left side of the viewport to the left side of our element. Y and top give us the amount of pixel from the top of the viewport to the top of our element. Width and height give us the width and the height of the element. Right gives us the amount of pixels from the left side of the screen to the right side of the element. And bottom gives us the amount of pixel from the top of the viewport to the bottom of our element. As you can see, the names are pretty self-explanatory. So let's use this information to check if the element is visible. We write a function called isElementInViewport. It takes an element as the argument. Inside the function, let's create a new const with name rect and save the return value from element.getBoundingClientRect in it. Inside the function, we want to check two things. Is the element visible on the x-axis and is the element visible on the y-axis? So we create a const called isVisibleOnX-axis. We want to check if rect.x is bigger than or equal to 0 and if rect.right is smaller than or equal to window.innerWidth. This means that both the left and the right side of the element are visible on the screen. We also create a const called isVisibleOnY-axis. We want to check if rect.top is bigger than or equal to 0 and if rect.bottom is smaller than or equal to window.innerHeight. This means that both the top and the bottom of the elements are visible on the screen. Lastly, all we have to do is check if both conditions are true and then return this value, which can be either true or false. Let's try it out. We get a node list with all of the colored boxes by saying const boxes equals document.querySelectorAll.boxes single. Then we loop over each box with a for each loop and call the isElementInViewport function for each box element. Let's print it to the console and see what happens. As you can see, 3 elements are fully visible in the viewport, while 6 elements are not. If we scroll down a little, you can now see that only one box is fully visible, namely the blue box, while the other 8 boxes are not. But how do we then know when an element becomes fully visible as we scroll down a page? Remember, we wanted to display an alert only when the user sees the special blue boxes. First, we add a scroll event listener to our document. Inside the callback function, we then loop through each of our boxes. If we inspect our DOM, we can see that the special blue boxes have a special class called specialOffer. Let's use this class name to check if our blue box is visible. Inside the for each loop, we write an if statement that checks if class name has specialOffer inside it and if the element is visible in the viewport. When that's the case, we send an alert saying check out our specialOffer. Now if we save this, you can see that everything works. But you can also spot a problem, right? The alert constantly pops up because it reruns the callback on every scroll. We solve this by setting an HTML attribute called offerSeen the first time our condition is true. We then add a third check to the if statement to see if this offerSeen attribute is null, meaning the element has not been visible yet. As you can see, we get the alert for the first blue box only once. Then as we scroll down the page, it does not reappear until we reach the second special blue box at the bottom. Again, it only appears once. Great, everything works as expected. And that's how you find out if an element has been seen or not. Did you know there's another cool JavaScript feature that does a similar thing? It's called Intersection Observer and it's pretty powerful. Make sure to check out my other video about how to use the Intersection Observer. Thanks for watching all the way until here and don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel.